Hello Rocket League fans! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're back with yet another important fundamental of the game that every competitive player is aware of. That's right, we're talking about the Musty flick. It's easily one of the most useful tricks to know in the game, especially when you play the game in higher ranks. Yet, even if you know about this amazing trick, it doesn't automatically mean that you know how to pull it off as well. Worry not, we're here to teach you how to perform the Musty flick in Rocket League in a few easy habits that you can adopt when practicing for it. Let's begin. So why is this move called the Musty flick? The flick part is pretty obvious since it's one of the most useful things in the game when scoring a goal. But who or what is Musty? Well, despite being a very crucial trick in today's world of Rocket League, the Musty flick was surprisingly a relatively unknown strategy in the early years of the game. It wasn't until YouTuber A Musty Cow ended up posting about the trick on the internet one day, which eventually led to people knowing more about it. And since the YouTuber's name is A Musty Cow, that's where the name for the trick comes from. It's no surprise that the cow part was left out. Now, while we're about to teach you how to perform the Musty flick, it's worth mentioning that there is no easy shortcut in performing it. You need to practice your gameplay, especially things like driving stability and precision in shots, so that you're able to pull the trick off. The first thing you need to do is to learn how to keep the ball steady in front of your vehicle. To achieve this, you need to place the ball comfortably ahead of the front side of your car, and then drive at the same pace as the ball is flying, which causes it to be strategically placed in a way that the Musty flick can be pulled off without any issues. Because if you're not doing things right, the rear of your car will constantly bump into the ball and ruin everything. Once you have mastered the positioning of the ball and are facing a decent angle into the goalpost, you'll have to make a simple jump that launches your vehicle, but in a way that doesn't hit the ball immediately. Once the vehicle is slightly in the air, now is when you have to perform the trick. There are two main ways of performing the Musty flick. The first one is this. Once your vehicle jumps, you can move your car forward a little bit, then you have to press the opposite direction to finally hit the ball. This has to be done smoothly and without fully rotating your vehicle. It has to be a simple flick in the other direction, canceling the first movement. This then hits the ball forward in a smooth animation, helping you score a stylish goal. The second way of doing it starts off the same. You align the ball in front, then jump. The difference now is that you move your car backwards a little instead of forward, and then you flick it in the other direction, hitting the ball in the same way and sending it flying onwards. Both backwards movement and forward movement when performing the Musty flick are equally relevant ways of doing this trick. The difference lies in what you personally find easier to do, so it depends entirely on the player. The biggest key in performing the Musty flick, other than practice, is patience, because it's incredibly easy to accidentally move your car an inch to the wrong side and ruining the maneuver. So try your best to keep the rotation in the back flip or front flip to 90 degrees before you finally go in the other direction and flick towards the ball. So once again to recap, you place the ball in front of your vehicle, keeping it going towards the goalpost. Then you perform a simple, straight jump and rotate the vehicle slightly either forwards or backwards. And before your vehicle is flipped, you then rotate it on the opposite direction in such perfection that this small flick ends up hitting the ball forward. It's stylish, effective, and one of the most fundamentally important tricks that every competitive Rocket League player needs to know, and you'll often see it performed in professional tournaments as well. If these steps did not end up doing the Musty flick for you, then chances are that you got one of the steps wrong or accidentally moved your car too much in either direction. So don't fret and keep trying. Even though it's a bit tricky to pull this move off, it's not impossible and you will be able to get it right. And don't give up if you're not able to pull it off at first, because it's one of the tricks that help you reach the platinum side of ranks in the game, as having that kind of control over the ball is an important aspect of being a player that your teammates can rely on. It's certainly a trick that would have been discovered in the game either way, sooner or later. But Musty Cow does deserve the credit for being the messenger in this case, for being the first one to introduce the world to it on a bigger level. And that's how you perform the iconic Musty flick in Rocket League. Practice makes perfect, so go ahead and master this move so you can finally impress everyone by pulling it off, and scoring your much-deserved victory against both casual and competitive opponents. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out some of our other Rocket League guides too, and we'll see you next time.